Hello, welcome to my channel An Easy Step to English Grammar. I am an English teacher and I taught an educational institution for about 37 years. And from my experience, I have come to learn that students who are the learners of English and who want to speak English, write English, should know how to give stress, accent on every word. They should have the actual knowledge of pronunciation, accentuation and intonation, without which they cannot deliver a speech in front of the audience. However, I should not make my introduction very lengthy, and first of all, I must tell you, my dear viewers, that we should know or we should have a concrete knowledge about syllable first. Without having a knowledge of syllable, you cannot give accent on stress on any English word. Remember it. So let us discuss what syllable is. What is a syllable? A syllable is actually a vowel sound. A vowel sound is a syllable. That means we may come to the conclusion that one vowel sound is equal to one syllable. For example, father. Fa is a vowel sound, a. The. So it has two vowel sounds and the word has two syllables. Clear? For example, parent. Parent. So PA, that is one vowel sound, rent. Parent. So two vowel sounds. Umbrella. 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 So there are three vowel sounds and there are three syllables. I hope you have understood the matter. So one vowel sound is equal to one syllable. But how can we pronounce each word? Because each word has a specific stress or accent on it, on any vowel sound. But it has some grammatical rules that is called phonetic. For example, I am giving you some examples. If it is a disyllabic word, disyllabic means having two syllables, your accent must be on the first syllable. You see, father, far, father, father. The is almost inarticulate or unpronounced or silently pronounced, and the stress or the accent is on fa. Father, parent. So the accent should be on a vowel sound, parent. Clear? Parent is almost inarticulate or unpronounced. Umbrella, but it is a trisyllabic word. And when it is a trisyllabic word, you must put the stress or accent on the middle syllable. Umbrella. You see, umbrella. Is almost inarticulate and la is also inarticulate, and bray has been stressed. Remember it. For example, you have gone to England, and in England if you get a fried potato chop, potato is not pronounced in a parallel way, potato, as we, the Indians, pronounce generally. As it is a trisyllabic word, your accent should be on the middle syllable. Potato. P-O, sorry, po-ta-to. Okay? Then where should we give the accent? Ta. Here the accent should be given. Potato, not potato. Potato. P is almost inarticulate and to is also inarticulate, and the stress is given on t, potato. Similarly, tomato. For example, tomato. Okay, there are 3 syllables and the accent should be on ma. Tomato, tomato, tomato. So, 2 is almost inarticulate and this last 2 is also inarticulate. And where shall we give the stress or accent? On the middle syllable, that is ma, tomato. Clear? However, we are going to give you some peculiarities about stress. For example, complicated, monotonous. Okay? All these are divided syllables. For example, complicated. Complicated. It has 4 syllables. And where shall we give the stress? Complicated. Complicated. Clear? There are some words in which the stress should be given on the first syllable, although it is a trisyllabic word. For example, object. O, B, Object. Okay? Object. So there are two syllables here. Ob. It is a single syllable and the stress should be on O. Object. Clear? It is a disyllabic word. Remember it. There are some words which ends with Y. Which ends with Y. The rule is that when the word ends with Y, the accent or the stress must be given on the first syllable. Energy. E-N-E-R-G-Y. You see there are three syllables. It is a trisyllabic word. But as there is Y at the end, you must give the stress on E, not N-E-R. Energy. Energy. Clear? Similarly, finally, fine dash N-A-L-L-Y. You see that the word ends with Y. Then where should we give the stress? High. Finally. Finally. So, phi has been stressed. It is a vowel sound. And nully has been unstressed and it is almost inarticulate or unpronounced. Remember it. There are some words which ends with L. For example, hospital. 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 There are three syllables. And where shall we give the stress? Hos. First syllable. Hospital. Because the word ends with L. Beautiful. It has a diphthong. Beautiful. E-A-U. It is a diphthong. There are three vowels, but it has the single pronunciation U. Beautiful. So the stress should be here. Beautiful. It is a beautiful shot. So the word ends with L. You must keep it in your mind, my dear friends. Then there are some words which ends with ZE or SE. For example, organize. Organize. There are three syllables. That is a trisyllabic word. And where shall we give the stress? Organize. 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 So, the accent has been given on the first syllable, organize. Similarly, energize. E-N-E-R-G-I-S-E. Energize. It is also a three-syllabic word or trisyllabic word. So, the accent should be on E. Energize. 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 So, energize. Remember? So, there are some words which ends with TION. For example, consumption. consumption, consumption, TION. When the word ends with TION or SION, you are at liberty to give the stress on the second syllable. For example, you will have to give the accent on second syllable. Consumption, consumption, consumption. Remember, jump has been stressed or accented. Remember it. For example, denial. Denial. D-9-al. There are three syllables. That is a trisyllabic word. Then where shall you give the stress? At the middle syllable. 9. Denial. 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 So, if you speak English and if you have an interest in English, you will have to give stress on the stress system or accentuation or intonation, because there is a gulf of difference between British English and American English, because the British are the nation of the business persons. So, they speak little and they give stress on every word, while an Englishman will say, I will take a cup of tea, and a Frenchman will say, I will take a cup of tea. Clear? So, let us take another example. That is denial. For example, offensive. Offensive. O-F-F-E-N-I-S-V-E. Offensive. Offensive. For example, offensive. O-F-F-E-N-S-I-V. Offensive. Off. Vowel sound. E-N. Vowel sound. S-I-V. Vowel sound. Where shall we give the stress? E-N. Offensive. 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 Not offensive. Not offensive. But offensive. Remember it. However, I will give you more examples of stress system or accent system. I promise or swear that the next day I will give you another lesson on stress system and it will be more clear. Remember that in most of the cases when it is a disyllabic word, that is having two syllables, you are at liberty to give the stress or accent on the first syllable. And when there is a trisyllabic word, you must give the stress or accent on the middle syllable. But there are some exceptions or there are some rules. For example, TION, SION, etc. In that case, you will have to give the stress on the first syllable, although it is a trisyllabic word. Okay, good night. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, to like, to comment and to share, because if you are benefited, I shall be highly encouraged and enthused to appear before you with more items of grammar, phonetics, syllable, etc. Good night.